Bam. Oh.
Suicide bomb and go to heaven.
We all decided to cipher one.
Hemorrhoid flare up.
I navigate the savages.
That's actually a dope name, Hemorrhoid flare up. If that was your name. Hemorrhoid flare up. Hemorrhoid flare up.
No, that would be your finishing move for a wrestler.
That's right. Hemorrhoid flare up. What would be your finishing move if you're a wrestler?
The fucking hemorrhoid flare up. That's what I just said. And
what would you do? Like stick a suppository in their butt?
The suppository, it's like a fucking DDT.
Yeah.
Just fucking get them.
Preparation H. That would be
the stool softener. That's what you take on it. Bam! Put
There's this podcast that I listen to where they do encourage people to send in the shittiest gimmicks in the world. You know, like the repo man, he's repoing.
The shittiest gimmick.
Preparation H. The butt tender. The butt tender. Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
What's going on?
How you doing, Mike?
Hey, my name is Michael Gregorian.
Really?
Welcome to Armenian Nights Radio.
Shut up, kids.
With me, as always, is my best friend in the whole world, Paul Casantini. Both of you guys.
It's half of me and half of the names are switched. It's
Paul
crazy.
Wright, Michael Casantini are here. The Mexicans are not.
Yeah.
And we've got the beautiful Mona.
Mona Lisa's in the house.
Mona Lisa.
She's doing laps in the studio.
So I was surprised that Michael doesn't know about the person that we're going to talk about right now, which is Jordan Peterson. So just really briefly, and then I'll throw it to Paul.
I went to his museum. It's in Los Angeles.
The
It's
Jordan
right by the
Peterson
Lockland.
Museum?
Didn't he have a catalog on Seinfeld? That's the Peterson catalog, actually. So it's different Peterson.
Jordan Peterson is a clinical psychologist, and he's a professor.
He directed
that teaches...
Get Out, right?
He did.
He's so hot right now.
No, that's Peele. That's the other guy.
Damn it.
Basically, Jordan Peterson,
Clinical psychologist.
he's a clinical
from
psychologist, and he's also a professor at a university in Canada,
Toronto.
And he got suspended because all the hot water that he got into was basically because he refused to play. No, he did. He got. This was before the book came out, months ago. He got basically in a bunch of hot water because he refused to play the gender pronoun game. And
well, he okay. So
go ahead, Paul.
He's studies abnormal social and personality psychology. He's a clinical psychologist, so he's also basically like a sociologist. He specializes in psychology of religions and ideological stuff. So he talks a lot about the polarization that's going on right now. And what happens is that his main thing he says.
Here's where all the words that he wrote down stop, and then his actual explanation comes out. Then fucking this shit and
that. No, so anyways, basically what he says is he's against political correctness in the sense of he doesn't mind not using words that are offensive, but he feels that the minute you're told to use certain words, it's just a step towards left-hand lunacy. Because my personal belief is there's nut jobs on the right and the left. I'm not.
Yeah. He doesn't toe the normal social justice warrior lines. Is basically what he does.
The social justice warriors came at him really hard. And so the right-wing dudes thought they're on his side, but he's really not on either one side. I'm still reading about him and getting into him. Let's show. This is him at a college.
So we've got this clip that I'm about to play, and this was after one of his speeches, and a person that doesn't agree with what he's saying comes up to him and starts basically trying to bait him and egg him on into a debate. Like, not a debate, but this person wanted an argument. And they essentially are discrediting everything he said. They want to get their agenda across
without even listening to him.
So we'll just play it.
I want to go talk to Peterson. Peterson, do you have any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest? The presence of Nazis and white supremacists assaulting people at your protest. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't like Nazis.
Then why were they here?
Stumped right there. Yeah. Wait, I thought you were going to say you do like Nazis. No, I don't.
No. Well, how can I answer
Are their views in alignment with yours? At some point you have to realize.
That's a foolish question. Look, if you want to know what my views are.
I've watched all of your videos, yes.
Including...
Yes, I have.
Then why would you ask such a question?
Because this is my interpretation of your videos.
Apparently,
all of the people who arranged the protest against you watched all of your videos.
She's so trying to jam in as much of her fucking stupid opinion into what she's trying to say. Tell us.
She has that feeling of like, I can't. I can't believe you fucking asked me that. You know, like she almost fucking coughed up a hairball of indignity
You
and
want to
shit.
disavow.
150 videos on YouTube.
No, your lectures, which sparked the debate.
Okay.
Do
I
you
have
want to
150.
disavow the support?
Could you let me talk to her for a moment?
Don't call me that, please.
Oh, because he
I
said
said
her, she is offended that he just called her a her. Don't call me that, please.
I have 150 lectures on YouTube. There's 500 hours of my views.
Do you really
If
think that
wanna
you're
find
worth
out
all
what
of
they
that
were-
time?
She just fucking said I've watched everything of yours, and then turns around and goes, "You're not worth this." That's exactly how she
I
sounded
will
to
answer
me.
your question. Okay. I've studied Nazism for a very long time. It's been 4 decades, and I understand it very well. And I can tell you that there's some awful people lurking in the corners, and they're ready to come out. And if the radical left keeps pushing the way
That
it's
sounds
pushing,
very much like a
they're
threat.
going to come.
Pause
That
that.
sounds very much like a
Sounds like a
threat.
threat.
It sounds-
I
threat.
get into that argument all the time because I have a lot of friends that are, you know, fucking right wing and stuff, and I have a lot of friends that are on the other spectrum, and I always say, by getting hypersensitive, you're just giving fuel.
Yeah.
You know, so it's but
You're
you
just as
shouldn't
bad
you
as the-
shouldn't not. You know, you shouldn't not move forward by trying to, you know, accomplish your beliefs or whatever. But you have to understand that life is like a pendulum. So if you pull it way back here, it's gonna swing way back here. And now what Trump and all them done, and pulled it way to the right. So I imagine it's gonna swing the other way.
Yeah, and some of the quotes that this guy was saying, essentially, he's saying that there's, like this person here, they have a determination to make it into a conflict, whether you're not wanting to be in a conflict or not. And he calls
It proves his point.
Yeah, and he calls this is a fucking great line. He calls universities now indoctrination factories of social justice ideologies. That's a
PC
fucking
egalitarianism, and he also has it's also PC.
That's when people identify as an eagle, right?
Well, yeah,
I'm an eagle.
No, basically, it's where you
Defines an eagle.
prioritize. Well, equality. We'll get into it. Watch the edge of the video. I'll shut up.
Sounds very much like a threat. Would you like to disavow the physical violence? Trans people were physically assaulted at this rally in your name. Would you like to disavow that violence?
Yes.
So you wish that didn't happen, and you want to, and I'm going to post this online that you would like people to not to be more accommodating of trans people and people of color at your events in future.
I would
I'm
like
a person
there
of
to
color.
be no
Listen,
violence.
I am a person of color, and I felt very accommodated.
Shut up.
I felt like my voice. Thank you very much.
I'm also a former Muslim, and I feel like this guy.
I don't know why that seems really Armenian. Like
You wanted to disavow, and this is the disavow. I am not an advocate of violence. I'm speaking out the way I'm speaking out because I think this is a route to no violence. And violence is lurking. And you can say that sounds like a threat.
There was
It's
no
not a
violence at
threat.
our protest, though. There was violence at your protest. So what does that say about our view?
So that doesn't mean necessarily that everything he has to say as he's promoting violence, just because violence happened at one of his rallies.
it's
You
weird.
know what I'm saying?
It seems that people
I'm on a violence tour right now. All my rallies is sponsored by violence and the
Yeah, we're
letter
sponsored.
A.
We're sponsored by Porter.
Everyone, you have a puppy under your seat. Please club it and turn to page 44.
Look to your left. Now punch the person to your right.
It's weird because I don't know. It's just weird because I think that people have two different levels of what they accept. Like I know people who will hang out with anybody. Like will have a beer with basically Hitler, but they refuse to watch anything remotely right wing on YouTube. To them, for some reason, to watch a video on YouTube, it challenges my fucking and both sides. You know, like I have family members. You know, you say the word liberal, they don't even understand what it means, but they just think it's a bad word.
You know what's funny is that as a liberal and someone, I'm a moderate. I'm a fiscally conservative liberal. I don't like to spend money arbitrarily and stupidly, and I don't think
Right. I
everybody
agree
gets to
with
have
that.
free shit all the time and entitlements and all this other stuff. But I also think that we need things because people go crazy because there's a lot of people who like to stay dumb, right?
Yeah.
The thing that drives me crazy about, and I watch all this stuff and I read all this stuff too. I've got, the news feeds to Reuters to AP, just a stream of
Share
different
Blue.
news
Watch your-
outlets. But when I watch like Fox as an example, or OAN, One American News, these
It's really hard to watch Fox, man.
well, they
It's really
basically are condescending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and they're stuck up and snooty, and it's like, oh my god, these liberals and
Oh, they're such
And both sides do it.
No, I think the liberals.
not
I
as
think the
much.
liberals basically are more in this space of like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's kind of this weird, like, the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy space is basically what liberals live in, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just said that, but then you do the total opposite. It's like pointing that out. But and they are a much more considerate, I would say, on the liberal side to people's feelings for the most part.
That makes sense.
But, but when you listen to the right-wing people, it's like, we want it to be this way, so we're imposing this thing onto it, and basically, everybody's a fucking asshole. How are we the
snowflakes if they're the ones with problems with fucking everything?
But see, look, I'm not saying I have a problem with you. I have a problem when people do say they, them, that it's when you're sectionalizing and
make a big generalization,
right? Then it's just as bad as pointing out something that the right wing knows, because to steal something that he said, ready-made ideological solutions just make it worse.
They do.
If it's already predetermined what you're supposed to do.
Intellectually lazy. The other thing that I thought was pretty interesting that you see a lot of them. I've been lately making sure that I do take information from both sides, and
I love it.
It's hard.
I love listening to fucking cookies. Like Alex Jones. I love listening to Alex Jones.
Turn it on, frog's gay! He's so fucking stupid, though.
But it's so fun.
He's an idiot, though.
No, but he's a dummy.
Yeah, I know. But it's just as
he's so dumb he doesn't realize what fucking shit he's doing.
I'm telling you, it's just like watching Game of Thrones. I know the guy's fucking crazy. I know the guy's wrong.
Yeah, but people don't.
It's entertaining.
That's the problem.
No, you're right.
I was thinking. I was one of the big things is
it turns out he's right. They did make the frogs gay.
Yeah, well,
there was fluoride in the water.
Frogs are they're asexual, so they can be gay, they can be lesbians, they can just be frogs and go fuck themselves. Anyways, fucking, I don't know if that's true. I heard that on Sopranos or something. But anyways, I thought the one thing I really hate about the left and the liberals right now, the one thing that really just
chaps your hide
was what they did to Franken. That was the dumbest fucking thing. And I know it came from jealousy. It had to, because he was honestly a front runner, and I think that he would have been at least maybe in the contention for vice president on the next ticket. I personally, if I was going to vote for anyone right now, I would, out of the Democrats, I would go.
Would you vote for Cory Booker?
Yes,
what about you, Mike?
I have to check these people.
Nah, he's too sensitive.
Yeah. He might get he gets a little too upset.
Teary-eyed.
Yeah, but I got
there was a little grandstand
like Van Jones.
He was so.
I liked that speech, and it needs to be said because it is times like that you need to be said. But you need also people. Kamala Harris, I think she's cool, but all these people I still need to look into them. I like what they said. In this last year, but I mean I don't know what Cory Booker's fucking politics are. Adam Schiff. I like Adam Schiff.
Kamala dated Willie Brown, former mayor of San Francisco.
Oh, the crack smoker.
50 years old.
Yeah, the crack smoker, right?
No, that's a different guy. That's
I'm thinking of Marion Barry.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of Marion Barry.
But no, if you haven't watched haven't watched One American News yet, OAN, it's a news outlet.
Good?
No.
It's bad it's good. That's what I mean.
Basically, it's a Fox knockoff with it leaning way righter than Fox.
How's that even possible?
I know.
It's a fright.
No, but here's what's crazy about it. So they go into these transitions from commercial to programming, and it's because they are a newer news outlet. I'm assuming that they just don't have a lot of programming, right? So they're basically filling time.
Are they outsourcing their stuff? Like they have?
They literally put montages together, breaking down things that are like the Civil War and talking about the slavery times and everything else. With that kind of
it was about states' rights. It wasn't about slavery. It was states' rights to have slaves.
Positive music behind it and like.
We should watch.
In 17 something, the slaves were doing just fine. And it's just like,
thanks for the job, master.
Yeah, it's literally so much propaganda pushing in this direction of total hatred. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Sometimes when I watch certain things on TV, I have to wash my face. I feel like just a fucking big load, fucking shot like Slimer or fucking. Like one of those Asian ladies in the Frozen porn. Couldn't do anything about it. I just had to watch it and see what happened.
So if you do want to buy some slime, where can you go?
Me? Well, I don't know.
I just love that segue. Rectal cloudopause. Look at that. Rectal cloudopause. Oh, recital. I want to know what does a rectal clap sound like?
Listen to that. Sounds like rain.
Anyways, guys, you can go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star comment and share us. Also,
Amazon.
Go to Amazon. Actually, here's what you do. Go to ArmenianNightsRadio.com, click on the Amazon banner. Once you clicked on the Amazon banner, hit the bookmark, because anything you buy going forward, we get 72% of it, and we actually are part owner of anything that you buy. So if you buy a book, and Dizzle,
Yeah.
what happens if you don't know how to read?
Well, then you can go fuck yourself. No, I was kidding.
Go to audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/Armenian Nights Radio, and there's over 180,000 titles to choose from. My personal favorite is
Books on Tape.
Books on Tape. No, The Stone Cold Truth by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, shit.
What?
Stone, what do you think of what do you think of Jordan Peterson?
Actually, Stone Cold Steve Austin has a rap, but we're going to take it out with Stone
shit.
Cold Steve Austin rap.
Kick it, Steve.
Huh? Stone Cold? Huh? What? My bad breath, Boss Bill is a 9/11. The Reverend. A suicide bomb and go to heaven. Oh, yeah.